Hey guys, I'm Connie. I run CoverApperal Brand, which is pretty tight. I'm here with Jordan today.
Jay TheClone.
Yeah, we're just gonna do a little interview.
It's gonna be sweet.
For some stuff, yeah.
Break it down, get to know each other a little bit.
Yeah,
just kind of try to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, sip a little bit of coffee, enjoy, relax. Got to get a shot of espresso in it too.
Yeah.
Keep the mood going, but
try to stay awake.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna ask a little bit about your music and shit. When did you start doing music?
Well, when I first started music was probably, I started like rapping and freestyling with my homies in like freshman year of high school. But like I really got into, I got Ableton when I was like a sophomore in high school and started making beats. I was always kind of shy with like rapping and always be like, I would never freestyle in the back. I would always be like involved and like I'd always be writing stuff, but I would always be too shy to like say it.
Yeah.
So then I got Ableton and started like making beats. Then I became like kind of like the producer for me and my homie, like my best friend from back home. We like really started like doing the music together, and I would like always like engineer and like produce for him for like a couple years, and then I got into more doing my own thing. I always like build my own stuff, and like throughout high school we just like started developing it and like doing more recording, never really like releasing anything because it was all garbage. I had no clue what I was doing. Like when I first started making beats, I didn't even like understand the concept of like timing and shit.
Yeah.
So like the progression is insane. So I don't know, like I started doing that, and then through like I think in like my sophomore year of college, I released like my first like little EP project called like Fire and Ice. And I did the recording all in my bedroom and stuff. Still no clue what I'm doing. Just kind of went for it. And yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at. It's brought me here. I just graduated, so yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's your music about?
My life. I really just try to like tell stories through like my experiences. Like I don't really speak for anybody else or anything. It's kind of like take my experiences and like kind of just, it's like my way to vent and like tell people and like express like my feelings and stuff like that. So it's really me, honestly.
Yeah. How has your music changed from now since when you first started?
Okay. Well, when I first started, I think it was like really, I was more focused on like just like lyrics, like trying to be like lyrical, like old, kind of like old school hip hop style. And I was more focused on like lyricism and everything. And now I think it's like shifted more towards like emotions and like telling the story more over like being really in depth with like having metaphors and a bunch of all that stuff. And it's more of like more vibey, I think, and starting to become more peaceful, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this, you just made is it an EP or an album that you're gonna drop?
It's just like a 5-track EP, and this one is, the whole idea of this project is throwing it back to like old school hip hop. Because the producer I'm working with that made all the beats, actually the beats are like 12 years old, so they really are like kind of old school style, like they're all boom batty and everything. And then I just like picked a handful of beats that I wanted to use, and then a lot of the songs, like the lyrics and everything are from like 3 years ago. So like the whole kind of idea of is like throwing it back a little bit, like it's like old school vibey, like kind of, and that's kind of we're going with like the whole branding thing too. It's like I don't know if you caught the videos, like the black and white with like the fuzzy stuff, like kind of like really trying to make it feel like it's really from back in the day and stuff.
Did you do the video for that?
Yeah.
Cool.
He kills it.
What are the songs about on that?
On it? There's like one of those songs are called like Flaws, and it's kind of like this is kind of, it's kind of going to be like the main song, like the single off the project, and it's kind of about like falling in love and like then being like dealing with the issues and like it corrupting like the couple or the people that are in love, and it's like then they fall apart and stuff. I don't know. It's a really.
Is it based on a true story?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. They are. It's maybe like I'll like shift things a little, or like bring like in influences from like 3 different like quote unquote like relationships and like kind of morph it into like one story. So like kind of is more interesting, but it's still all like from a real life like influence. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you make music?
Really, to just like express myself and take off my time, like take my mind off things. In reality, it's like my best like vice. kind of.
Yeah.
Like if I can get lost in music for hours. It's free to make. I mean, not technically, like shit costs money, but I don't know. It's like an escape, and it's like something like creating. So I've always like loved creating things and like being able to like start with nothing, and in like 3 hours you have this whole like experience of like a song. Like you make an entire song. It's just like you made it out of nothing. Like it's literally like a thought. Like you had this idea in your head and like this sound in your head, and like you were able to like share it with people and like make it something that other people can feel and like kind of like read what you were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Kind of like dive into your thoughts. Like. So that's kind of a great thing.
I can relate with that.
I'm pretty pumped about. I've got a lot of new music that's going to be coming out. So like, it's been a while since I've actually like, I haven't really dropped a lot of music or anything, but I have a lot of music that like needs to be heard and stuff like that. And I've done like a bunch of live shows where I will do a lot of music that I haven't released. Like at my shows, I do songs that people have never heard before because I only do them live. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to like start giving it to people and letting them really understand like what it is.
What platforms do you use to share your music with people?
I use Apple Music, Spotify, anything. I use like just put it on like an aggregator that just sends it to like it's on Pandora, like SoundCloud, obviously, YouTube. I was thinking about Bandcamp, but Bandcamp is whatever. But yeah, you can pretty much find it anywhere, honestly. Yeah.
How do you promote it?
How do I promote it? It's like Facebook, honestly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, having not released like a bunch of music, I don't really have like that much music to push right now.
Yeah.
It's like more I just kind of been pushing like the idea and like the brand. Like when I do shows, like I'll push like my shows and stuff that come out to my shows.
Yeah.
But I've done like features and stuff for people. I've like produced other things as well. So.
Where do you perform at, or where have you performed at?
I've been like a lot. I've done in Eau Claire. I played the Entry twice.
Oh, 7th Street.
Yep.
Right.
So that was sweet. I don't know. You're probably familiar with Free Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
I opened for J Plaza 2 Decembers ago.
Hell yeah.
At the Entry. Yeah, it was super sick actually.
How did you get that?
Through school. It was like we had a class. It was like hip hop essentials for rhymesayers. It was like a hip hop history class essentially, and the final project for the class was either like you had to put on a show or you could like be involved in a show. And like the fact that we had like artists and stuff like in the class, myself included, we were like able to put on a show and also like be the opening act. So we like set up the show, got the artists in and everything like that, set it up with the venue, and like kind of just like booked a show, and like we were lucky enough to like be able to play that show as well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And there was like a solid 250 people there, so it was like it was really a thrill. It was awesome. It was inspiring. It was cool.
Yeah. What's your favorite song that you've written?
My favorite song that I've written? Oh man. See, but nobody knows what it's gonna be though, because they never heard it. But damn, that is hard. Oh, okay. Actually, probably one of my favorite songs is what the fuck is the name? See, I can't remember. Hold on, let me look it up. I know which one I'm talking about. It's off my first project, but it's like because like my first project was I was like Fire and Ice, so like it was supposed to represent like, because my parents were going through like a divorce and everything like while I was writing it, so a lot of the songs were about like relationships and like the good and the bad of it. It's like the fire and the ice, like the hot and the cold. But my favorite, Running From was the name of it.
What is it called?
Running From.
Running From.
Yeah, it's just like really, it's like, it's kind of about like talking about like how my parents were like what are you running from, like what, like why you guys have like been together for all this time, like what is making you guys run from each other, like what is making you guys split. And like it was just like really like heartfelt to me, I guess. Like it really is, like what I was saying before, like helps me get those like how I cope with like those feelings and getting them off my chest. And like that was a hard time in my life. It was like I was graduating high school like as this was happening, so it was like graduating high school, I'm like what the fuck am I doing with the rest of my life, and like oh my god, like my family's like falling apart and shit. It's like it was like hard, and like that was the way I like dealt with it and coped with it. So
Yeah. So what's this show you're doing at the PourHouse?
promotion, hit them. So working on a 5-track little EP called Backseat Bingo. Just throwing it back. It's a 50s phrase. We can get into that later.
Oh shit, okay.
But yeah, it's just the release show for that project. It's going to be April 21st at the PourHouse in Uptown, Minneapolis. And it's just going to be a bunch of local artists, low-key local artists. We're just going to be spinning some tracks, doing some dope things. People are going to be doing sets, and then, yeah, it's just going to be a dope show. And 18 plus, April 21st, promotions.
And is that when you're dropping this new project?
Yeah, I'm probably going to drop it that day.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably like in the morning, do all the pushing or stuff. Or maybe like, because it's really in 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do it on that day. Yeah.
Okay. And then you'll perform all the songs that night?
Yep, I'll roll through like the whole project, like from top to bottom, track 1 to track 5, and then it's a shorter project, so that's only like 20 minutes. But then also I'm gonna be doing a bunch of like new material. Like I'm dropping a project tonight, so I'm gonna do those songs, and then I'm also working on another project. So I'm gonna that's not done yet, but I'm gonna do a couple of those songs too, which is definitely more like vibey and like it's cool.
It's more
vibey.
Can you expand on vibey?
Vibe, like chill and more like kind of like just melodic. I probably shouldn't even talk about because that's not in stone yet, but just like more, just more like melodic and like less cluttered and stuff, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if you kind of know, like Russ. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of more like singy and like vibey, kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But still like rap.
Okay.
So.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we got a show coming up April 21st at the PourHouse in Uptown. It's gonna be dope. There's gonna be a lot of cool artists there. We also have CoverApperal Brand is gonna be making an appearance with some beautiful merch at the merch table. So you should definitely swing by and check them out. The clothes are dope. Also give them a follow. I'll put the link in the comments below.
I'll have a bunch of new shit there too. Yeah, well, it was nice talking to you. Thank you.
It was nice talking to you too.
Yeah.
Whenever you need it.